service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab. Greetings, I'm Bud Lowell. Complete AccuWeather forecast right across the top of every CNC local news page. That forecast is showing our first surge of summer heat and humidity moving in. How sticky you feel will have a lot to do with how close you are to Lake Ontario. The lake temperature offshore from the Monroe County Water Authority plant in Greece is currently 52 degrees. In forecast terms, that means 89 degrees on Thursday for the city of Rochester, but 84 for North Greece and 84 for Webster because the lakeshore gets natural air conditioning. Fish have been turning up dead along the shores of Arundequoit Bay, and New York's Department of Environmental Conservation says it's identified the cause, VHS, or viral hemorrhagic septicemia. This is a virus that doesn't pose any threat to humans, but it eventually causes infected fish to die of internal bleeding. It infects both salt and freshwater fish. It's caused fish kills across the Great Lakes and the Finger Lakes. The DEC says one way it knows the disease is spread is by moving fish, bait fish, water, or mud from one body of water to another. So they're asking boaters not to do that and to be very careful that they clean the mud off their boats and empty out and clean out their live wells and bilges before moving boats to another lake or river. The city of Rochester says Operation Cool Down is underway for the summer of 2013 already, with a mix of tactics designed to engage city neighbors and youth and to target gangs. Police Chief Jim Shepard and Mayor Tom Richards met with officials of neighborhood and city business associations Tuesday and briefed them on the city's more proactive approach to curbing warm weather street violence. The city is moving early in response to the string of shootings during the month of May. The city is using both place-based and people-based approaches, as it calls them, to calm down the streets. Place-based includes rolling task forces in which up to half a dozen patrol cars plus officers on bikes will saturate a particular neighborhood. Traffic safety and neighborhood DWI checkpoints stopping and checking out motorists, and special details to shut down after-hours house parties, which often cause violence to break out. The city is moving $300,000 of its anticipated budget surplus to the RPD to help pay for the operation. It is seeking funds from the state's Project Impact to help cover it. And the Rochester Police Department is investigating an incident in which shots were fired at a house on Roycroft Drive Tuesday night. Police first surrounded the house a little after 9 p.m. because they didn't know if the gunfire was coming from the house or directed at the house. None of the 4 people in the house was injured. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in finding a missing Riga woman. Amanda Grundicke is 37. She was last seen about 10 Saturday morning at Genesee Valley Park. She is described as 5 feet tall. She weighs about 115. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and when last seen was wearing a blue denim shirt, blue shorts, and sandals. Deputies are asking anyone with information to call 911. Arundequoit police have a 17-year-old boy in custody for the string of graffiti spraying incidents over the holiday weekend. Alexander Levitsky is charged with criminal mischief, and he likely faces additional charges. About 24 people reported finding swastikas and slurs spray-painted on their cars and homes. The vandalism happened between Friday and Tuesday in the Meadow Circle, Spartan Drive, and Bennett Avenue area of Arundequoit. Police say Levitsky had no particular reason for what he did, and he wasn't targeting any particular groups or individuals. The East Arundequoit Central School District has sent a letter to developer Scott Conjal asking him to show he is moving forward on the redevelopment of the Medley Center. Conjal and Burson Properties have a pilot tax abatement deal to help them turn the moribund mall into a residential and conference center. But shortly after the deal was announced came the Wall Street collapse and the start of the recession. The developers were never able to get the financing needed to get their vision off the ground. Now, 3 years after the pilot started is the date of what it calls the second milestone. Conjal and Burson are supposed to demonstrate that they have invested at least $165 million into the property. If not, they have to pay a penalty. Burson missed the first milestone date a year ago, and the school district says it still hasn't received the payment due for that failure. Monroe County Executive Maggie Brooks has announced a public naming contest for the zoo's new African lion cubs. The 2 cubs were born March 7th at the Seneca Park Zoo to first-time parents Asha and Chester, who live in the zoo's Step Into Africa exhibit. Monroe County has done this before with newborn animals, but this time they are running it over social media. Tweet your name suggestion to the county exec's account at Maggie_Brooks, or comment via her Facebook page, or email your entry to lions@senecazoo.org. The contest is on now, ends June 30th. The winning names will be announced in July. You get the full details at senecaparkzoo.org, the zoo's webpage. And the cubs are now 12 weeks old. They're not yet on exhibit, but you can watch them on the 24-hour zoo cam. That's also on senecaparkzoo.org. To the left of the player window are links to these and other stories. At the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news and information directly to us. The next news is as it happens, updates as necessary, and I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.